If you've ever felt that familiar knot in your stomach before a big presentation, or the relentless worry that keeps you up at night, you're not alone. In fact, you're experiencing something deeply human. But what if that feeling of anxiety isn't a bug in your system, but a feature? What if it's not a weakness, but a ghost from your ancestors, a superpower that's just a little bit miscalibrated? Let's rewind the clock 50,000 years to the savannah. Imagine two of our ancestors. One is laid back and carefree. They're strolling through the grasslands, enjoying the sunshine. The other is perpetually on edge. They're scanning the horizon, listening for every rustle, their heart rate slightly elevated, ready for a threat. Who do you think survived long enough to pass on their genes? The more cautious one. Their vigilance was an incredible evolutionary advantage. A keen sense of dread and worry prompted them to avoid lurking predators, toxic plants, or hostile tribes. That feeling of anxiety was a primal alarm system, a neural early warning signal that said, "Something is wrong here. Pay attention." So, the genes for a sensitive, reactive, and aware nervous system were passed down from generation to generation. And here we are today, the descendants of the warriors. You could say that your anxious brain is a direct link to the most vigilant and cautious survivors in human history. Fast forward to the 21st century. We're no longer facing saber-toothed cats, but the parts of our brains that respond to threats haven't changed. The central hub for this alarm system is a small, almond-shaped region of the brain called the amygdala. This is your body's threat detector, and it's wired to err on the side of caution. It's a better safe than sorry organ. For our ancestors, the alarm bells were triggered by immediate and physical threat. But in the modern world, those same alarm bells are set off by abstract or social threats, the fear of failure, financial stress, or a vague sense of unease. Your brain still processes a looming deadline with the same urgency as a looming predator. The alarm is still blaring, but there's nothing to run from. So, when you feel anxiety disproportionate to the situation, you're not flawed. Your vital alarm system is simply being triggered by a stressor it wasn't designed for. It's a misfire, not a weakness. The brain that helped your ancestors survive is now making you hypervigilant for threats that don't exist in the same manner. Here are 3 practical strategies to rewire your brain's alarm system. 1. Acknowledge and reframe. Instead of fighting the anxious feeling, acknowledge it. Say to yourself, my ancient survival brain is trying to protect me. I know there's no real danger, but thank you for the warning. This simple act separates your conscious thought from the primal brain. 2. Activate your body's brake pedal. Simple practices like deep, slow breathing can signal to your brain that the perceived danger has passed and it can stand down. 3. Physical activity. Remember how your ancestors used their anxiety to run or fight? Your body is still wired for that. Exercise, in particular, can be an incredible tool. So the next time you feel that unease, remember this: it's not a flaw, it's a legacy, a genetic inheritance from ancestors who were a little too good at being aware. And by understanding where that feeling comes from, you gain the power to manage it, to quiet the misfiring alarms, and to live more fully in the present.